Hey guys, what's up? In this video, I'm going to be talking about 5 players that could be all-stars next season. So let's get into it. At number 5 on the list, we have Brandon Ingram. Alright, so last season with the Lakers, Brandon got 16 points a game on 47% shooting from the field, 39% from 3, 5 rebounds a game, and 4 assists a game. And a lot of people really think he can be a multiple-time All-Star. A lot of comparisons to KD, and I think farther down the line, that's really possible. If we look back at his career, we could see multiple All-Star selections, And the reason I really think that he could achieve All-Star level next year is because he's playing with such gifted passers. He's playing with Lonzo Ball, got 7 assists last season. Rajon Rondo, 8 assists last season. And then LeBron got about 8 or 9. And it's just ridiculous the amount of passing that team has, playmaking ability compared to the Cleveland Cavaliers that had none aside from LeBron. And he's going to be the second option and starting on that team because this is most likely the lineup they're going to roll out the Lakers next season. It's going to be either Lonzo or Rajon, probably Lonzo, and then Josh Hart or Caldwell Pope at 2, and then at 3 it's going to be Brandon, and then it's going to be LeBron at 4, and then whoever at the 5, probably JaVale. So he's going to be the second option on that team. I believe Kyle Kuzma is just going to come off the bench, probably be a 6-man. That fits him. And I really think with all those passers that he has an opportunity to do something next year because he is a pretty gifted scorer. The guy got 16 points a game on 47% shooting. That's not bad, especially if it's his second year. 47% from the field is really good. 39% from 3. He can shoot that 3 ball, and he's going to be the second option on the Lakers. I mean, who else will be? There's no one. It's LeBron and then Brandon. And then Kyle Kuzma is probably the next best scorer out of them. So there's really no scores. You're not looking to Lonzo. You're not looking to Rajon. Caldwell Pope will get you like 8 or 9, maybe 10 points a game. But there's really no one else that they're going to turn to besides LeBron and Brandon. And then maybe Kyle Kuzma, like I said. But that's why I really think he has a chance to be an all-star next season, is because the opportunity's right there. He's playing with the best player in the world, and is a second option on a team full of gifted passers. And we're going to see his points per game go up a lot because of all those passers, and because they know how to hit him and get him open looks. He's going to get more shots being the second option, and I really think he'll average somewhere around 20 to 23 maybe. I really think that's possible. And that's why I think he can be an all-star next season, and that's why I put him at number 5 on this list. At number 4 on the list, we have Nikola Jokic. So last season, Nikola got 18 points a game on 50% from the field, 39% from 3, 10 rebounds a game, and 6 assists a game. And what Denver would really do, they would run their offense through him as a point center. And he got a lot of assists because of it, and is a gifted passer at that. And some nights he'll go off for like 30 and like 20 rebounds. He's a rebounding machine. He's a great rebounder, and he's really good pick and pop. The dude can shoot, like straight up. He can shoot, he can roll to the rim, and he can post up. The dude's really good, and I really think he'll improve next season. I think that he'll be able to get more touches because the team has so much more trust in him, and the fact that he can pass it, he can score it, you can put him in a pick and roll, and then he shoots threes at such a high clip that you're going to put him in that pick and pop. And I really think that Denver's going to utilize him a lot more than they did last season, even though they did use him a lot last season. I think they figured out that, okay, this is the guy, like this is legit the guy, and we're going to focus on giving him the ball inside when on post ups, and we're gonna focus on maybe putting Isaiah in a pick and roll and hitting Nikola wide open for a 3, or we're gonna see his face up game maybe, and because he's got the mid range, he can shoot, he can post, he can do everything basically. So they would be dumb not to utilize him even more than he did last season. and he was the first option last season and still shot 50% from the field. And I just think he's efficient. I think he can rebound great. He's definitely not the most athletic dude. We know that. Just by looking at him, you know he's not the most athletic, but he understands how to rebound in the NBA. He can fight around box outs and he knows where to be to get every single rebound. And that's why we see him having these big rebounding nights. And the thing with Nikola, he's a stat sheet stuffer. 18 points a game, 10 rebounds per game. He's shooting threes. He's got 6 assists a game, averaging that, and it's ridiculous. And he got 1 steal a game and nearly a block a game. So he was literally doing everything for Denver last season. He was the best scoring option, he was the best rebounder, and the best passer on the team. And I don't really think any of that changed, you know? They picked up Isaiah Thomas, but he's probably not going to be the best scorer, and nor the passer, and nor the rebounder. They really didn't get anyone major this offseason. So I think they're going to just use him even more. I really think his numbers are going to go up next season, and that's why I have him at number 4 on this list. At number 3 on the list, we have Ben Simmons. So last season, Ben Simmons got 15 points a game on 54% from the field, 8 rebounds a game, and 8 assists a game. And also 1.7 steals, which is nearly 2 steals, and then 0.9 of a block, so nearly a block. And the dude is just a stat sheet stuffer. You know, he can't shoot, but clearly you don't need a jump shot to dominate in the NBA the way this dude is. You know, nearly averaging a triple-double in the NBA, and it's ridiculous. It was his first season. I mean, I know all the jokes and crap, but you know, it was the first time he ever played a game in the NBA. You know, last season, yeah, he was drafted, but he never played. You know, he was hurt and he just didn't play. And it's just ridiculous that in his first season playing in the NBA, he nearly averaged a triple-double. And a lot of people thought he got snubbed. He even himself said, "Look at the stats," you know. And honestly, they're really nice. Too bad he can't shoot, but imagine if the dude could shoot. I mean, that'd be ridiculous. If Ben Simmons had a jump shot, there's just no stopping him. And Philadelphia is going to be playing through him. I mean, you could say he's like the second option, but honestly, it's more of like they're playing through Ben in the sense of playmaking. But Ben can take you to the hole. You know, he has the ball in his hand, so any given night he could get 30. Any given night he could get 25. You know, he's deciding what happens with the ball. And he's ridiculous with it, you know. Joel, I mean, you could say he's the first scoring option, but ultimately, if it's not Joel's night, they're going to look at Ben. You know what I'm saying? And either way, even if it is Joel's night, Ben is going to be hitting him in open looks through the pick and roll, you know? And he has a year under his belt, and a very, very impressive year as your first year in the NBA. So he understands how the game works in the NBA. He understands how it is. Clearly, if he could have been an all-star last year. He knows what he's doing now. And I really only see him improving. Do we really think he's not going to improve? What if he starts shooting threes, you know? What if he improves his jump shot even a little to give him more of that mid-range game? It'll be ridiculous. I mean, you're not stopping him when he's going to the rim, and then he'd be unstoppable if he could even shoot that mid-range. So what I'm saying is he's only going to improve. There's no going down, really. And I just think the opportunity Philadelphia has, they could get to the finals next year because of Joel and Ben. And they're just going to be playing through Ben Simmons. He's basically the point guard. And that team just looks basically at Ben Simmons and is like, lead us. I mean, Joel, you could say Joel's the best player, and I probably agree with you. But, you know, he's not going to run the team the way Ben is. You know, getting 8 rebounds a game and 8 assists a game. 8 assists is just ridiculous. They're looking at Ben Simmons and saying, here, take this ball and do whatever you want with it, basically. You know, he's going to either take it to the rim or he's going to hit an open guy. He's a gifted passer. You know, it's ridiculous what the dude can do with the ball. He's very LeBron-esque, you know. He's basically LeBron, except he can't shoot, like, at all. So I really only see him going upwards, you know, and that's why I have him at number 3 on this list. And I definitely think he can be an all-star next season. And number 2 on the list, we have Donovan Mitchell. So last season, Donovan Mitchell averaged 20 points per game on 43% from the field, 34% from 3, 3 assists and 3 rebounds, and a steal a game. And Donovan had an amazing season. It was ridiculous. Definitely could have been Rookie of the Year. And the way he just leads the team, Utah just looked at him and they just picked him and said, yeah, we're going to put everything we got into Donovan Mitchell, and he's going to be the leader of the team. And he definitely showed that he could be that for that team. And he's the number 1 option on offense, and they just run through him, basically. Of course, Ricky Rubio is amazing with the pick and roll, and they're going to play through him as well, but they're really looking at Donovan Mitchell to be that guy in the sense of the scorer and, making big plays for the team and being the number 1 option. And he's just ridiculous what he did last season. He's great defensively, and hopefully he can up his rebounding numbers, maybe even his assist numbers. We'll see, but the way that he is just that man on that team, he's only going up because nothing's changing. He has all that experience under his belt. He understands how the NBA works now. He understands how to play in the NBA, so he's only going up. There's no going down from what you did last season, unless, of course, an injury or something, but it's very, very, very unlikely that a 20-year-old, 19-year-old, however old he was, goes into the NBA, does what he did, and then just doesn't do as good. That's just ultimately impossible, especially when Utah is creating a scheme around him and giving him the ball and, making him the guy. And I don't see him doing any worse at all. He's definitely going to be an all-star, in my opinion. Like, next season, I see him averaging maybe 23, maybe 24. He's the number 1 option on that Utah team. And it's just ridiculous. He's great on defense, and he's a great perimeter defender. And we all saw that Oklahoma City series, we all saw that first round in the playoffs whenever Donovan Mitchell took over, basically. He was the reason why they won that series, and his defense was so good, and he just was the guy on the team. He rallied everyone. He made these big plays. He scored. They were always looking for him to score the ball, and it's close to impossible that he does not improve this season. And it's very, very, very possible that he's going to be an all-star next season. And that's why he's number 2 on this list. And number 1 on the list, we have Devin Booker. So last season, Devin Booker got 25 points per game on 43% from the field, 38% from 3, 4 assists and 4 rebounds, and nearly a steal. And the dude's in his 3rd year, 2nd year, and he's getting 25 points per game in the NBA? We all saw him drop 70. It's ridiculous. He very well could have been an all-star last season, and it's ridiculous that he's dropping that many points in his 2nd year. And I mean, it's